Hi guys, it's November 6th, 2020. It's already a Friday, and today, of course, we're gonna make another free Friday deep dive later on 5:30 p.m. But let's begin. It's the Philippine market update. Okay, let's take a look at the positions. PSEI is up 40 points, 6,685. We have reached that inevitable highest resistance that the market can do. Not sure if it's the highest, but we are elevated levels. Let's take a look at your stats. What are your top traded names for the day? You've got Dito Telecom went down, then went up. It was volatile. BDO still there at 92 bucks. Jollibee trying its might on that 200 mark, but having a little bit of problem consolidating and profit taking a little. 196.8 today. PLDT managed to go up 3% after a great numbers. We're going to read the earnings report later of PLDT. BPI is down a bit, 78.65. Some profit takers seeing that 80 bucks is a first resistance for BPI. GT Cap is now 500 bucks. It's happy day. GT Cap, everyone who's followed us at about 400 pesos, you now have 500 bucks. But even if you followed not 400 or not 380, I guess even at 440, now at 500, you're probably happy, but winners win. So hold on to your winners. Converge is now at 15. I think it's just unchanged. Converge is a bit mixed because, as you well know, it's a difficult battlefield for the broadband telecoms. You've got PLDT, you've got Globe, you've got Tito Telecom, you've got Converge, you've got Now. 5 companies wanting to get your market share. Let's let them battle it on. Now PHR is down again. Yesterday it opened and fell down, and today from 218 it's now 2.12. Take note that PHR is gonna be competing with your Bloomberry someday in the next 5 years or so. They have plans to go gambling in Mactan, Cebu, and we don't know what's their future plans. So we have to read up on their expectations for us to assess what they're doing with their IPO proceeds. Now, ICT is now doing 125, very strong. We have been saying that ICT was in an uptrend, and very strong news when it happened. The Krabi Terminal, and then they've got good numbers. So actually from 98, it went to 110, slow climb. It's now 125, still 25%, not bad. SM is now 1,010. There is some profit taking on SM. AC is at 805. We did tell you that it's gonna probably hit that 800 mark somehow, and today it did. AC hits 805 today. Megaworld had a little bit of up and down. It's now 324, 325 steady, but you've got resistance on Megaworld at 3.5 and probably at 3.6 all the way to 4. So it's going to be slow climb, but we'll see because Megaworld has a lot of buybacks, especially near 3. SM Prime is now trading at 34.75. Do note that SM Prime and SM at about 35, 36, and 1,000 to 1,200. If it even reaches as high as that, you're going to see resistances all the way up. Metro Bank is now trading at 41.75, a little bit of profit taking. Now Corp, very volatile, went down, went up. We'll take a look at those trading ranges later on. Your URC is now 141, steady. Your Mary Mart is 385, steady. JG Summit went to 71.72. Recall that we were saying that, amongst these leading you've got a lot of conglomerates. People normally go for SM, people go for AC. We said, look, JG Summit has quite a lot of reopening plays. You've got Cebu Pacific, although you also have the consumer stability for Robinson's Retail and for your USC. And of course, that extra kicker yield if properties do recover from Robinson's Land. That tells you that JGS is a little bit of stable and a little bit of growth. And today at 71, 72, it's just about 20% from that. Well, not 20% exactly, but 62 to 72, not a bad move. And then Ayala Land is 35. Ayala Land and SM Prime, I would say neutral. 35 to 38, there will be some resistances on the way up. Pure Gold is steady, 41.8. What you'll notice is that supermarkets like Pure Gold and URC, we don't expect them to outperform, but we don't expect them to also underperform too much. Meaning, if Pure Gold is trading at 41.80 and you're buying, I doubt that it's going to go 38. Maybe it does, but even if it does, you got to buy there. 38 to 42 is a good pickup range for something like a consumer staple. Because at the end of the day, does it provide cash flows? Is it an essential product? The answer is yes. The reason why these are underperforming your current market is because you have companies that are very much battered down. Your restaurants, of course, went from 99 to 196 for Jollibee because they were battered from that current level before of about 220. Take note of those things. They were battered from the start. Now, Century Tuna is trading at 17.18. We do expect there will be profit taking at about 17.50 to 18. So this is normal because URC, CNPF, Pure Gold, these are too stable to outperform your market, which is bargain hunting. Your market right now, you've got properties going up, 16.4, 16.8 for Robinson's Land. That is similar to the move of your Ayala Land, your SM Prime, your Mega World, RLC. Meralco, stable lang, 300. MPI, stable lang, 413. AGI, however, could be a pandemic bet. Why? It went from about 550, now it's now 830, but it can still go to 9 and 10 because AGI has very cyclical, if you would think about it, properties such as Mega World is a cyclical driven company because properties, you don't have money to buy properties when in a pandemic. Therefore, AGI will have slower sales, just like Ayala Land has lower sales under Ayala. But at the same time, AGI owning these Emperador, AGI owning your McDonald's Philippines, it is in a way quite a cash flow rich company. However, there's cycles that it has to really so it went from 12 to as low as 5, now it's at 8. I do think that it goes back to 10. So any drops of AGI back to about $8, 8 peso below, you'd be seeing a lot of buyers. Most actively traded names today, let's take a look at them. It's loading. Most active. Okay, while it's loading, let's go to your top gainers. Reload. So this just tells you that internet providers have a lot to work on in the Philippines. It's loading. Guys still there? Wait lang ah. Hi, great day. Is Dito reversing uptrend? Any thoughts? Volatile siya. Sige, let's try to discuss the charts. With Dito kasi, it is quite volatile. I think that people were very scared about like the disclosures of Dito Telecom. I'm not quite aware. I haven't read. Actually, I wanted to feature, to study actually the recovery plays, such as, of course, Jollibee was one of them. But Shakeys Pizza is something that I want to bring more coverage for the viewers out here. Um, it is still loading. I think I have to close this. guys, I'm here. I'm back. Sorry. Okay, so that delay happened because of our broadband. So I'm sorry about our broadband connection. Let us go to the charts. Okay, so we're gonna go evaluate the other the five telcos. So there's telecom. There's of course PLDT. There's Globe and so forth. Let's take a look at that. So as you could see, there was a quick scare on Dito Telecom. It fell to as low as 5. That would be a retest. It even fell to as low as, what's this, 4.79, rallied back to as high as 6 pesos. But do note that there is a very strong resistance on Dito Telecom here at about 6.50 to 7. So it's really a huge range. So I am not sure what inspired the sell-off on Dito Telecom. I don't follow the news on Dito quite closely, so I'm sorry about that. Nonetheless, I could tell you that Dito Telecom went from 1 to 7, or Dito CME has been doing a lot of not sure if this. I think there's confusion whether Dito CME is the Dito Telecom, what exactly it is. So with so much confusion, some people probably sold their shares, and then I'm not sure whether that confusion will be cleared up. So with the question that is Dito reversing the uptrend, I think that it has range. So with that, you've got the support resistance, very tricky. With that kind of chart, I wouldn't. It's neither a buy, but it's neither a sell. It's more like a trading range, meaning let them go rumble to each other. It's not like the easy uptrend that we really like. Security Bank in Ayala Land. I'd say that SecB would have some resistance at 110. Ayala Land will have some resistance here at about 35 all the way to 38. Good afternoon to everyone. Lifesaver. Okay. On the question that Ant thoughts, I have an IPO. I have discussed Ant Financial. Try to check Ant IPO Awesome 10x. I made a video about it. So here, 2 days ago. So just check it out. So just use your Google search and you'll find it. Okay, good afternoon. Is Villar stock a good buy? So I do think that all the properties are treated almost like a sector play. And Vistaland would be seen here as being bought by people at about 309 to 3.6. There will be resistances near 5 or 6 or even as high as 4. So that said, is this gonna climb from about 360 to 450? In my view, given that all of your other properties, starting with your Fly, so with VLL, you have to compare it similar to your Fly, because why should I compare it with Fly? Because Vista Land and Philinvest, or even Megaworld, it used to be that Fly, Meg, VLL, these are your number 4, 5, and 6. It's just that your number 1 and 2 always is Ayala Land and SM Prime. And then typically, the 3, 4, 5, 6, it could be either Fly or Meg or Vista Land or Robinson's Land. So yeah, and then you've got the other new property companies doing IPOs, such that we've got, like, I think more than 10 companies in the market. However, I'd say that Vistaland has been in existence for quite a while. We can feature it next few days. Give me time. But yeah, Vistaland would still behave similar to your property segment. We can take a look at their investors presentation next couple of days. Yeah, so next week. I'll try to give a discussion on some Villar stocks. Is it best to buy Dito now? I think that it's very speculative, to be honest, to trade Dito. It's a buy and sell movement in my view. Maybe some people bought today when it fell to about 5. Maybe they were waiting for Dito Telecom for quite a while to buy near 5 or 6, and they got it today. But I would also understand that some of them might sell it at about 650 or 7. As you could see, there has been resistances at that level for quite a while. So with a capped upside, I'm not sure if everyone is really willing to buy unless they're just trading it. Is AGI better than DMCI? Depending on the pricing, I'd say that DMC has more problems than AGI, but that problem of DMC has been also priced in. So with these two numbers, with these two conglomerates, I'd say that TMC is more valuable. I mean, more value for your money because DMC might have a leeway to surprise on the upside if DMC is able to do three things. Number one, DMC is doing a lot of work on construction. So that's one growth area. DMC is also doing a lot in your nickel mining and your water. So that's also a potential growth area. DMC is very much huge in your current coal. That is the worst, that is the bad area, right? But if they can actually show to the market that they can offset all the declines in profits from coal, from declines in coal, to offset that with either renewable power or with construction or with DMCI. Well, typically DMCI construction is I think the growth area for DMC. I think that you could actually turn DMC's player in the next 5 years. As for AGI, the thing about AGI, this is a bit tricky, but I think that AGI would have to show that their Emperador is doing so well. AGI would have to show that their companies, Mega World, all the properties there are doing so well despite the lack of occupancy from your POGOs. Remember that it used to be that the POGOs were a high beneficiary. So Mega World used to benefit a lot on that POGO. So in a way, AGI might be more high beta in terms of properties. So if properties recover faster, maybe AGI's Mega World will recover faster. But that is, I don't know, it's going to be like a toss up. But between the AGI or DMC, I think AGI gives you about 20%, but DMC is a 40 to 50% move, even at current levels. Is IRC good long-term or is it speculation? The thing about IRC is that they've been saying and harping about infrastructure development with China, but I don't know if it's real or not, so it could be just still speculative today. Hello, what can you say about Nicolasia? Seems there's a possibility that they will diversify or become a holding company like DMC. I'm just speculating based on the latest disclosure from Nicolasia. So let's go to Nicolasia's disclosure. Let's read that. Okay. Nicolasia company press release. Take a look at your questions. Change in directors, material information. Let's read this. Okay, November 6, 2020, Nicolasia said that they are establishing a services company, and this is a debt swap between Nicolasia and Emerging Power. At the meeting, the board approved the company's investment in a new company providing material handling, mining, construction-related services for an authorized capital of 100 million pesos. They will subscribe 25 million. Also, the board of directors approved Emerging Power, which is a potential lender and borrower of 450 million pesos. And in addition to these loans, EPI's proposal to repay liabilities on Jobin SQM, equivalent to 38. It is a renewable energy engaged in the generation and sale of solar power. The acquisition of 38% of JSI shares. It is a publicly listed company, and under existing regulations, the ownership of at least 25% of a power generation company shall be deemed as a compliance with the public ownership requirement of the ERC for such companies. Okay, let me try to give you a few things that I understand from reading this disclosure. Those who are here should be aware that we have like Nicolasia ever since 1.8. In fact, we said that, hey, Nicolasia could be a secular trend because it will benefit on all these electric vehicle movement. But this move of renewable energy is actually just another secular trend that Nicolasia will really benefit from. So actually, if you'll ask me, even after a 100% move of Nicolasia, after trading from 180 to 3.6, not only is this mining company quite interesting, it could actually be a power company in the future. So I would say that this still is a 10x company. So meaning, if you bought it at 1 peso, realistically, do you see Nicolasia going 10 pesos? It can within a decade. Of course, we're not talking about tomorrow. It has that recipe. We're not saying that it will. We just think that it has that recipe. So I think that is a good long-term play for Nicolasia. We will watch out whether this what's this renewable energy power company that they are doing. And I think that we have to wait for more disclosures about this investment in a new solar company. Good job. I think it's a good thing for NAC. Um, put it more in your buy and hold list. Okay. There's a question. Hi. Okay, I'm back. Yay! My internet really sucks. Okay. Let me show to you today's there's an earnings of PLDT Investors Relations. They actually said that they actually did an all-time high in terms of revenues. So actually, PLDT went back up from 13 to 1380. Thanks for those who are subscribing, and please click the channel. We are here to help more Filipinos ramp up their household investments and savings. So I hope that you do follow the channel and subscribe for free. Okay. Sabi nga niya, mag-converge ka na lang, ma'am. You know, I really wish, but our area today in Manila, wala kaming converge dito sa building eh. So hindi din ako makapaglipat. Teka lang. Presentations, PLDT. For the information of everyone, yes, I'm using PLDT broadband, kaya siya ganyan. So, sorry lang. Pero hindi po natin sinasabihan na forever ganyan, because I think PLDT is trying to reinvest most of their capex to improve the broadband solution for the Filipinos. So hopefully, di ba, mag-improve. Paulo L asks, what is your view on Philinvest Land next week? Well, we said that Philinvest Land was stable and growing, so you can check out our awesome 10x. It's here. We said is Fly, Philinvest Land, awesome 10x. It's here. Just search videos or Fly. Yan. Should we invest in Fly? Although actually, so the answer there is yes. So I think just hold on to it. Why did Dito drop today? Hindi ko rin alam eh, actually. I'm not paying attention too much on sorry, I don't pay too much attention on Philippines eh. Sometimes I'm more aware what's happening abroad pa nga eh. So, how about Lopez? Lopez holding company is too speculative, but I guess the play on Lopez is more on you play Lopez for ABS, right? So I guess if you believe that ABS-CBN will recover in the next couple of years, then Lopez will be of value there. What level do you think PSEI will be at the end of the year? I don't try to speculate, but I think that PSEI is going to trade above 6.3, but it could actually end as high as 7,000. I'm not so sure. It could also go down to about 6.4, 6.5, meaning this current level of 6.6, you're a 50-50 move here. It can go 6.3, and also go 6.9. If Jollibee consolidates at this level, would it be okay to add up or just take profit first partially? So with Jollibee, it's a restaurant. It has moved 100% up from 99. There will 90, diba? It fell 90, 92, 95 this year. There will be some sellers at about 189. From 190 levels today all the way to about 220. There will be resistance. So I'd say that if you want to be careful, profit take at about 196 today with another sell at about 210, 220. However, the risk that you make is that it doesn't go down below 180, meaning if you sell it, there might be no coming back. Meaning, pag binenta mo na yan, hindi ka makabalik. Yun yung risk mo. So if you truly want Jollibee as your reopening play, not just in the Philippines, but worldwide, given Jollibee is a global QSR, it's a quick service restaurant, right? So if you truly believe that they could actually grow in the next 5 years, you might as well sell half only and then let it be. Even if magkaroon ng bangga sa 200, baka hawakan mo. Baka mag 220, 230, saka mo batuhan. Hindi pa natin masabi. Ano pang question? Do you buy VIP Shop holdings? No, sorry po. I don't. E-commerce play ba yan? I have other e-commerce plays. I think VIP Shop, I heard about it. I think it's a Brazil thing. No, I don't have it. Melly, mas malakas dun ah. Shobe, how about APC? APC, di ko masyado naaral to eh. Ano bang laman nito? APC. Wala eh. With APC, I don't know much. So I think I'll have to read more about it. Sorry, I have no idea. But let me just discuss this last earnings report. So in the last earnings report, November 5, 2020, let's read this. Internet connectivity is the foundation of the digital economy. Agree. Laser focus led us to 5G, smart LTE, nationwide fiber rollout. Okay, agree. Take note for people who aren't aware, PLDT partnered with Ericsson, ERIC. So we have Ericsson in our Awesome 10X picks. Securing our network superiority, 96% wireless population coverage, most extensive fiber footprint in the country, nationwide mobile data coverage, consistently outpacing the local competition. Smart is higher than Globe. Speed test. Okay, that's Hyun Bin, and that's of course the crash landing on New Star. Q3 drivers, you've got individual 5G commercial rollout, Giga Life app. They're enabling work from home, study from home for more Filipino families. Enterprise solutions, managing the long tail. So they can handle live streaming of NBA. They're also having that digital cash through PayMaya. That's through Tencent partnership. They've got Orange, they've got Study Anywhere, Games Everyday, Giga Pro with GigaFest, Smart 5G beyond fiber. So far, their revenues are actually 43.7 billion pesos. This is actually an 11% year on year, and actually 4.2 billion. That's a huge chunk of money for PLDT. Take note that their 43 billion pesos, guys, is near $1 billion. And actually, PLDT is now just trading at about, let's go to analytics. I think it's about 250 billion pesos, right? Teka, let me just make sure that my numbers are correct. Shares. Click that shares and then click that PSEI. You'll see who are the top market caps. So the biggest market cap, let's see, PLDT is 298. So it's about 300 billion pesos. This is a company which just trading at about 2 times price to sales. Not bad actually, because it's got cash flow. So it's not really expensive even at current levels. However, we have been buying this since 250 billion peso below. So just holding on, right? Let's take a look at PLDT. PLDT said that their individual home broadband is up 16%, enterprise up 8%, individuals are up 15%, meaning a lot of millions of households are using PLDT internet provider for their homes, for their mobile. So 126 billion pesos is up 9% year on year. Individuals, homes, enterprises up 60 billion, up 8 billion to 60, up 3 billion to 30, up 1.7 to 31 billion. Very good. Quick adaptation to the needs of our customers. Dapat lang. Business breakthroughs, market leadership, wireless, biggest broadband, number one in data users, number one in wireless data traffic. Okay, I get that. All right. So financial highlights, you've got all green, good stuff. International carrier, of course, this should go down because you don't need to call, you don't even need to travel, so no roaming, no global roaming happening there. That's normal. Okay, service revenues, cash OPEX, EBITDA, telecom core. So your income is huge at about 7 billion pesos. Very strong moves. Take note that this is not the only quarter that PLDT has been doing this. We have been arguing that PLDT is going to be a good growth play, not just for secular reasons. Secular meaning, of course, everyone needs internet. So, but I do let me explain. I don't think that you'll make 100% on PLDT. However, if your target is just to make 15% a year, then PLDT does that for you. So I do think that about 1415, you'll have some resistances. So that said, PLDT will still deliver that goods for you. Any drop always will be bought for PLDT. Recent drop was about 1.3. So yeah, we still took advantage of that. For the rest of the people who wanted a dividend play, then we still advise PLDT for them. Yeah, so therefore, this is a good number. Okay. You can see more on their numbers. Just read the presentation from PLDT yourself. Okay, let's ask people. SSI, up na po yata yung e-commerce site nila today. E-commerce site of SSI is brought about by Shopify, which is awesome 10x pick. However, SSI, we have been arguing it is a strong secular investment for the e-commerce world. Agree. That's why we've been harping on and on to buy SSI at about 115, even at 125, 130, 150. Think it's gonna go $2. Thanks for your insights. Casino and gaming stocks next week. Casino stocks were rising because of that online sports betting. Being okay. So you've seen we saw Bloomberry go up. We saw PLC go up. I think that the trend is there. So just let it be. Just let it go higher. Hi Nikki, I just deposited 2,000 for Awesome 10x Inner Circle. Thank you. What is next to activate my access? You have to click the subscribe. There will be sorry guys, you'll be able to get an email, and then you'll get a Slack, you'll get a Viber invite, and you'll be able to enter our Zoom classes daily. So you'll get access to the website. So maybe you can just wait for access. Give us about 24 hours. Somebody else is doing that for me. Thoughts on the finance sector? I've noticed that they're the only sector that went down today. The banks is really a difficult traditional bank, because right now your BDO is now competing with everyone for your digital cash. Not everyone has money, so there's also a potential default. We don't know how much the default will be in the future, so that is still a lingering concern for the financial sector. So I'm not too bullish, but I'm not bearish either. I'm like neutral. I don't think it's the best pandemic play, but also the banks will be reopening laggards, so they will still go up. But it depends really how people believe those financing those debts will be. Diba? It's really about the utang. How much is the utang of the bank? How much is the non-provision loans? La la la. How do I determine to sell? Is if it's cyclical or secular? Well, ask yourself. Okay, will you eat 10 times more chicken joy? No, right? So it's not a 10x move. It's not. I'll be honest. If you bought it at 99 or even 100 pesos, for Jollibee to go 1,000 pesos, it's not just about Jollibee and you eating more chicken joy. It's not about the frequency. It's about the number of people that they're gonna cater. For Jollibee to go 10x, they have to go global, and that's what they're doing. So for Jollibee to 10x, you have to think, okay, they are doing this global franchise movement to the world. They spun out the global their businesses to the global world. So you've got Jollibee in China, Jollibee in Hong Kong, Jollibee in in other countries, right? So if the world bounces back, Jollibee bounces back. That's how you think about it. It's not cyclical, but it's also a little bit dependent on how much the households can spend. Because will you eat outside? The answer is yes, eventually. But will you eat outside frequently? That is a question, right? So, and then of course, that's how you really think. Is there any hope for PHR? Okay, PHR, I think, is a speculative view on casinos. So right now, the reason why I think some people aren't betting on PHR is because it's too long. Like it could be 2 years, 3 years from now. Whereas they could invest in companies that are already there. Soler is there. PLC is there. Bell is there. If you really want to play the casinos, you have available companies today listed. So I think that's the reason why. So yun then, if you were asking me about Dito and Nowcorp and Converge, the reason why some people might not invest in them is because they don't want to wait for that future. Even if Converge and Dito and Now can pose a threat to PLDT and Globe, Why will they move their shares when they have a good company like PLDT delivering the goods, giving them the money, giving them the dividends? Why do you think they will switch from PLDT unless they're really unhappy? From a consumer perspective, of course, if you are unhappy with PLDT, then disconnect your PLDT, go to Converge. But how many people will switch? Sometimes they might actually have PLDT and they'll also connect to Converge as a backup. So unless Converge shows to us, 50% growth of households, 100% growth, wait for that number, and then that's when we say, hey, guys, this is a growth company. We should be investing here. Okay. All right. So I really don't know what else I could share, except that I hope that you are making money. But even so, even if you aren't, don't worry. Here we will try to help you with finding opportunities in the market. However, today I think the opportunities might be less and less because of course we've rallied. So let's take a look at the losers. Let's see. MRC profit taking na yan, konting profit taking na yan. Bloomberry pre-profit take from 8 to 790. PHR binabagsakan. Sige, house binentahan. Wala masyadong selling pressure. Metrobank binentahan pero profit taking yan. Financials binentahan, profit taking din yan. Let's take a look at the index. Your index value turnover is very high, right? Nasa mga 7 billion. Today it's 10 billion, 9.6. So really, there's a strong demand for Philippine companies. If you think about it, guys, sa Pilipinas, you have to think, if Jollibee has gone up, Shakeys Pizza will also go up. So actually, I was gonna discuss sana Shakeys Pizza. Let me try to discuss this. Fast lang. Shakeys Pizza, go to the presentation, Investors Relations. Okay, what do we know about Shakeys Pizza? What we know is that it is a 45, 50-year-old company. It's not like a newbie, so they have enough money to handle this pandemic. That means that even if all the restaurants out there have closed their stores, Shakey's, of course, is able to strengthen their market share coverage by saving, of course, the stores that they have. They can operate that. They could have closed some, but they will still operate that after pandemic, right? Or even if they won't operate all the stores in the pandemic, they're now leaner, they're stronger, they can do takeout deliveries further because they've shown it in the pandemic. Let's take a look at their 2020 reports. I guess this is the knowledge that we know that takeout delivery, since online delivery, Food Panda, all these Grab food, it's gonna be a way of life, okay? It's gonna be a way of life for the next 5 years, 10 years. Therefore, chances are, if you're a foodie, somebody told you the convenience of shopping online, and also more than the rest. Why? Because actually, in a survey, people actually order a lot of pizza at home. Pizza and hamburgers, Chinese food sometimes, but mostly pizza. So actually, Shakeys Pizza benefits on that takeout trend. Um, Fast food in general is actually a very much fast moving product. Therefore, no matter if you've got a pandemic, it still is one of the fastest ways to recover because it's not high end restaurant. We're talking about 500 pesos. At some point, yes, Filipinos can actually order a 500 peso or 1,000 pizza deal with you through thick and thin. So guys, we always said, parang sinabi ni Popoy and Basha, mahalin mo ko at my worst, not at my best. Baka pag at my best, iwanan na kita. So, Shakeys Pizza dati, 12 to 14 pesos yata yan eh. Bumagsak yan ng 4 pesos. Yung iba, at the worst, bumili na sila, 4.5. But guys, even at 7 pesos, the question is, kahit na bumagsak yan dati sa 450, hindi mo na makukuha sa 450 eh. Hindi ka naman magaling nung March na bumili. Even at 7 today, you can still buy it. Why? Because Shakeys Pizza is a recovery play. Shakeys Pizza will tell you that there are changes in consumer lifestyles, continuous threat of lockdowns. Sure, marami ng stores sarado, 91% temporarily closed as of March 2020. Dine-in is closed, malls are also closed. However, what is it? They said that almost all stores have reopened as of June 30, and they can do a lot of takeout, a lot of outside. Business model is flexible. High margins, pizza is a high margin product, scalable, low break even, quick cash conversion. Agree. So, navigating through the crisis, they conserve their cash, contactless delivery, decisive action on cash, balance sheet. How much is their balance sheet? Very good. Current ratio. They have a lot of money and they can borrow debt if they wanted to. More than 1 million Supercard members agree. Okay, so your order safely delivered. What could the COVID-19 world look like? Brands with strong delivery will outperform. Agree. Guests will continue to have a preference for safety, value for money, gravitate towards brands they love and trust. Agree, 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 agree. So the question here is, can you buy it at 7? The answer of 10x is yes. Awesome 10x believes that Shakeys Pizza even today is still a buy. Aggressive store network growth, 14% CAGR or 1.5x. Guys, how many companies have done stores growth of about 150%? Now, they might be proud of this, but actually today, it only tells you that they can serve nationwide. That's all that it means. Sometimes, actually, you don't need to grow so much in store count. Actually, we will prove to you that you can increase your sales even with a small footprint because of the advent of Food Panda and food delivery. So this is a good move, 7 billion to 10 billion. Can it go to about 12 billion man lang? Okay, I don't think that Shakey's is a 10x move, but is it an 1x? Okay, I think that it can go to 9. Like realistically, if you buy it at 7, we're not gonna shoot for the moon at 12, but I think like 9 can be. So there. Ang haba na ng kwento ko dahil na-delay ang aking mga internet. But I hope that you learned something, and let's talk again tomorrow. Next week. Let's talk again next week. Monday. Bye-bye. Please click subscribe, and this is a free channel, and